So for the third tutorial, we're basically going to take our first part and put it out on a piece of paper, and then it wants us to create a second sheet and take our assembly and put it out on a piece of paper. There's a lot of this that I'm going to skip through because the written form is so much more confusing than me just telling you. And they have us go through and create a different format for the title block that we're going to be filling out. And so there's quite a few pages of the tutorial that I'm going to skip through, and I'm just going to tell you about instead of going through step by step. So to start, we're going to create a drawing. Actually, let's turn on the tutorial. So let's go to our help menu. Oh, sorry. A4 landscape. And this is part of some of the stuff that I'm going to skip through, is going through and creating a title block. So let me go to the help menu, turn on the tutorial, just so that we can kind of see what parts that I'm actually going through and what parts I'm skipping through. And let's see here, it wants us to, let's make sure we turn this to millimeters like we did with the rest of the starting points. So we've done that. Here it has us pull up a different template or a different title block. It has us edit the title block first. Typically, I like to put in the drawing and then edit that at the end. So we'll go into editing a little bit later. This is still part of filling out the title block. We're going to skip through that. This is showing you how to change the size of the text that's in here. We can skip through that. Here's putting the part on the drawing. So let's go to model view, and we're going to put out Tutor 1 first, like they have here. We're going to go Tutor 1. It wants us to start with the front view, and I think it wants us to change the scale. Yeah, it says it wants us to change the scale. Notice how small theirs is compared to the size that I'm about to put out. And we can click on preview if you want to see what view it is that we're going to put out first. But it wants us to change the scale to use a custom scale and set the scale at 1 to 4. So down here at the bottom, it wants us to use a custom scale and set the custom scale at 1 to 4. Okay, so notice that my front view has now changed sizes. It's quite a bit smaller than it used to be. So it wants us to, let's see, custom scale. Yep, it wants us to place the 3 views. Okay, the front, top, and side view. We've done that before. It's not a big challenge for you guys. What else does it want us to do? This is dropping off the different views. It hasn't put in an isometric view yet, but it does want us to. Okay, so we're going to be done with this. It wants us to add the dimensions to it. So let's go up to where it says model items. So we're going to go model items. That was in the annotation tab. Under source, it says click on the entire model. Select imports into all views. So import items into all views. Under dimensions, it says marked for drawing. That would be marked for drawing. Mine defaults at that one. Eliminate duplicates, which is here. That one is already defaulted as being checked for me as well. And then it says to click OK. So let's go up here to check mark. Okay. And did I not do something correct? Entire model. And I have to have a model view. Import into all views. I'm curious as to why it didn't pull in my dimensions. There we go. I don't know what I did wrong, but it always pulls them out and it gives us just a jumbled mess. So now we have to adjust and pull out our dimensions. We want to um, try not to overlap our dimensions. So the bigger dimensions always go on the outside. The smaller dimensions go closer to the um, pull this one down. Okay. Um, make sure everything is pulled off nice and neat. And I think you've done this before. Looks decent. Decent. Wants us to save this. Let's do a save as. This will be drawing of Tutor 1. Next step. We just did this. We pulled off all of our drawings or all of our dimensions to fit. Now it wants to show us a little and wants us to go into our dimension here and change this 25 to 40 just to show you that it will update not only here, but if we go back to our assembly and back to our drawing, it will change those as well. So if we take this, double click on this dimension, and I'm going to make it even more obvious. Instead of it going to 40, I'm going to take it to 80. And it wants to know here. Did not draw it at 80. Why is it that things only mess up when you try to show other people? Let's rebuild here. There we go. We just had to hit the rebuild button. Normally in today's version, it will automatically update. But in this case, I had to actually click on the rebuild button, which is the stoplight up here. So notice it changed it here in the side view. It changed it in the top view. Can't really see it in the front view. But let's go to our previously drawn items. You remember our other drawings. Let's open those back up. I think I have them still open. If I minimize this, notice here's my assembly. Wants to know, do we want to rebuild in all the assembly? Yes, we want to rebuild there. Let's see if it does it. Let me get rid of that. Uh-oh, I think I'm frozen. Uh-oh, I froze. My program froze. Well, I'm going to pause. I'm going to pause the recording until I can get it unfrozen. Okay, so I got them unfrozen here, and we can see back into our first part that we now have an extended nose here. And now let's reverse this. Let's go back to, here's our extrude boss 2. If I click on this and go up to edit the feature, see it changed it to 80 here. Let's go back and put that back at the original 25 and check mark. Let's rebuild to make sure that it rebuilds it in the others as well. And now let's go back into our previous drawings. Let's see, where's our assembly? Here's our drawing. And notice it redrew it and it redimensioned it back to our original 25 here. Okay. So all of our drawings and parts and assemblies are all interconnected, which allows a lot of time saving when we need to edit different parts that have already been drawn. Okay, so now it wants us to, let's see, there we already got back to where, now it wants us to create a new sheet and add in the assembly as well. And you've done this before. In this case, what it wants us to do is right mouse click, add sheet, and just keep our original drawing up, and we're just going to add a new sheet. Remember, for this, we have to right mouse click, edit sheet format. It would help to take, if your title doesn't fit, to make sure that you take that and change it to a font where it will fit inside your title block. You can double click again and put in your name. When you're done, right mouse click, edit sheet. That takes us back to our drawing. We're going to put in our assembly now. Let me pause down. I'm going to go do layout, model view. We're going to put in our assembly. And we'll start with the front view. And we'll go front view, top view, side view, isometric view, and be done with this one. We're going to take this one and add our color back into it. And that is basically what they just went through. And we're done with that project. So it wanted us to create 2 sheets. It wanted us to create a sheet for the assembly and a sheet for part 1 that was dimensioned. If you hand in either of those or both of those, that would be totally fine. But they're both still. Oh, my second one go. Anyways, so either hand in the dimensioned. Oh, here they are down here. Either hand in the dimension drawing, sheet 1, here it is over here, sheet 1 or sheet 2 or both of them. Either way, I'll know that you've got those done. Okay. Hopefully these tutorials were helpful. If not, give me a call or give me a text and I'll try to walk you through it.